get into the weeds a little bit today. And so I want to share with you this 5-step front desk, right? So I wrote it out long. It's the 5-step front desk new patient conversion process. Short version, 5-step front desk sales process. But if I wrote sales process, many of you would have scrolled past it like you're doom scrolling anywhere else, right? So, I mean, this spells out what it is, but let's own it. It's the 5-step front desk sales process. Your front desk is your frontline sales team. Any great provider is a great salesperson, plain and simple. Shared this before. The research, the terminology, the approach, the empathy, the listening, the how to get what you need, have motivation, it's all in the business literature. It's all in the sales literature. It was in there before it was in the healthcare literature. So I just want to give, I want to give kudos to the people who did the work, right? We took it, said, oh boy, we're not salespeople. We got to give fancy words to it. This therapeutic alliance thing is good yet troubling. Therapeutic alliance implies it can only be the provider and the patient. I said this last week. The provider and the patient spend 1 hour together and then maybe 45 minutes, 30 minutes. So we're leaving a lot to chance if we think, two things, if we think it's only the provider, and two, we put way too much work on that provider if we think it's only the provider. So most of the work I've done, most of the things you hear and see here came out of the Therapeutic Alliance research. And I said, cool, I'm going to take exactly what's here and move it upstream and let non-therapeutic people use it and teach them. And guess what? It's working. So again, I want to give credit where credit's due, right? And again, to the research people who are also looking at where it fits everywhere else, right? Said this last week, a lot of great stuff out there, new podcasts, new groups, yet again, it's like words that matter, level up, right? All great groups, yet they're working with clinicians straight up. I'm like, man, we got to get outside of that box, right? It takes a village, it takes a team to get people better. And most people, I'm learning this very quickly in December and January. Man, I'm working with some incredible front desk teams. I'm doing a better job making sure the right people are coming into the training. And by right people, here's what I mean. Not right hired people. Is that there's ownership, that the owners, the clinic managers, the front desk managers are coming into the program with the front desk people. And when your team members see all the buy-in from the people who hold you accountable, then you're going to have a little more buy-in. You're going to have a little more belief built around that than just some dude talking to you through the screen, right? So that's step number one. Then step number two is what I really like, is getting the managers really involved and the owner, and then stepping back and getting just the front desk people involved. And man, I'm working with a group now. They are just killing it. Every time we need a solution, they deliver it quickly. And, I throw out a question, say, what about A, B, and C? Everybody kicks in, and I'm going to tell you, your front desk team members know a lot more about the business and a lot more about what needs to be done to set up patient and business success than you realize. By the way, I went through this too. I look back in reflection. We must give them the opportunities to excel. If we're telling people to get people scheduled and we're not telling them how to do it, that's not them excelling. They're going to take the path of least resistance, and rightfully so. And they're going to do what they believe is best. Now, if you come back and you share with them what you believe is best and how that's best for them and the patient, they'll deliver it because they're probably already thinking that way anyway. The front desk team members get the connections. They get the connection between what they're doing and the providers. They get the connection of what's going on early with billing problems. They get it. I've yet to meet a team who doesn't step up, and when I start having these conversations, aren't all raising their hands and kicking in. So in 2021, I want you to take a step back and look at what is that primary role of your front desk team members. And I've done this in the past. There's 3 roles for them. go back and watch the old video. There's the voice of the company, face of the company, and admin. Today we're talking about the voice of the company. And the sooner you figure out those three roles and put people in the seats in those three roles is the day your business will improve. Because right now you have people in the wrong seat and they don't like what they're doing because you really didn't hire them for the right job. Let me get back. Today is about, right, the voice of the company. The voice of the company is the person managing the first phone call, managing the first contact. Maybe it's a fax referral, maybe it's a Facebook lead, maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's a what else is there? Web form, right? They fill out an appointment request on your website, right? All those things, the voice of the company is the first contact point. That is the frontline salesperson, right? They are the one that is responsible for what I'm going to give you today, the 5-step front desk sales process. Let's set some context around this again. Marcos Lopez, who's a clinic owner, who I shared a video with about how to increase your arrival rate a couple weeks ago. And I reached back out and asked him for some feedback, and he was kind enough to take a deep dive, give me some great information. And really, I wanted to share with you one of his takeaways today. Thank you, Marcos. And one of his takeaways was about the first phone call. Not at the end, let's say. So when we talk about this 5-step front desk sales process, I want you to think about achieving these three things. And it's these 4 things. So when you do the 5-step front desk sales process, you're really looking to achieve the 4 W's. I love this. This was his takeaway. At the end of that call, you want to figure out, what do they want, right? What do they expect? Who are they seeing? And what will they get? And I love the way Marcos put that together, because that's all that first phone call is about, right? I had mentioned in the video the 5 things you need to do, and yet these are really the 4 results you want from that first phone call, of which I'm going to give you 5-step front desk sales process to do during the first phone call, first contact. Number 1 is you want to greet people properly. This cannot be overstated. I did a secret caller last week. I start every secret caller the same. Hi, my name is one of the Beastie Boys. By the way, tell this to everybody. If one of the Beastie Boys calls your clinics, it's me. I'll let you look the names up. Hi, this is so-and-so. I have low back pain. I want to get scheduled for physical therapy. Step 1 is greet. What I heard last week was great. Do you have a referral? That happens probably 50% of the time, maybe greater. Number 1 cannot be overstated. Step 1 in the 5-step front desk sales process is to greet the people. And further, greet. Greet means acknowledge. Acknowledge means someone walks up to you on the street and says, hi, my name is Jerry. And what do you say? You say, hi, Jerry. My name is, right? It's that simple. I'm going to tell you, remember the bar that has been set here. The bar has been set by their other healthcare experiences. So even if you're saying, well, people don't know what physical therapy is, they've never called a physical therapy clinic. I'm like, they call the doctor's office. They have an experience within healthcare, and the bar is so fucking low that to actually not jump over the bar is sad. So just make it a little better. So number 1, greet and acknowledge. Number 2 of the 5-step front desk sales process is determine the person's wants. And that's part of Marco's 4 W's. Let me explain this briefly. What they need is what they assume they will get. So that assumption, then we are playing this wicked, wicked game. Try it in your personal life. Just assume what your significant other wants all the time. Why not just ask them, what do you need? What do you want? All right. So they called us for what they need. They need physical therapy for low back pain. Cool. Anybody, go to last week's video, why will they arrive? Anybody can deliver that in your community. If they don't know what physical therapy is and you don't define it, So let me back up again. The 5-step front desk sales process. Number 1 is to greet and acknowledge. Number 2 is to determine their wants. And their wants really are their goals and expectations. So those are 2 of the W's. What do they want? What do they expect? So I would write under wants is goals. Actually, I got to get away from that word in 2021. I want their desired outcome. Way better word. Because it makes you think a little differently when you go to ask it. Instead of going, what are your goals? The goals is just get off this phone call and not have to talk to you anymore. Oh, my goals for physical therapy. Well, I don't know what physical therapy is. See where we're going here? So their desired outcomes and their expectations. And their expectations around what do they believe will help them get better? What do they believe won't? And their expectations around how can you help me? Right? That's how you get to what physical therapy is. So by the time they hang up, I don't want them scheduled for physical therapy. I want them scheduled to reach the desired outcome that they expect. Pretty straightforward here. All right, 5-step front desk sales process. Number 1, greet and acknowledge. Number 2, determine their wants, right? Their desired outcomes and their expectations. Number 3 is my favorite and is missing 90. I'm not exaggerating. I'll go through. I got my notebook somewhere here. Dropped it over there. I will go through every secret caller I've ever done. 98% of them do not do number 3. Present and build value. I love how those are together. Me telling you about our service and products and people is not building value. That's telling you what we can do for you. Do not be confused. Build value for the caller. Well, look, Jerry, let me tell you all the ways, right? All the things we can do. If I don't know, these are in a specific order. If I don't know what you want from us, right? Even scheduling people for low back pain, you don't know what they want from you. So if I don't know what you want from me, I can't build value for you. So you must get their wants so that you can present and build value. And let me tell you a little secret, and I'll go into this just very briefly. You build value by inserting what you do into their story. Make it about them. Number 1 in the 5-step front desk sales process is greet and acknowledge. Number 2 is determine their wants, desired outcomes, and expectations. Number 3 is present and build value, in parentheses, based on their wants that you got in number 2. And then number 4 is make the proposal. Follow along with me here. What's in the proposal? Schedule, date, and time. What they are going to get during that date and time. And I would argue their price or cost, or at least a promise of their insurance benefits. I hung up the phone the other day with a secret caller. Never asked me for my insurance, never asked me how I want for cash, just said, we'll see you Thursday. How's that going to go when I arrive? How's that going to go? This idea of giving people their price after they get your service is not a good idea. Not a good idea in the long run. So part of the proposal is their price. Or at least, bear with me, a promise of their price. I used to do 48 hours. So on this first phone call, when I did this, part of the proposal was I promised you a call back 48 hours before your scheduled appointment time with your insurance benefits and your costs to do physical therapy with San Francisco Sports Spine Physical Therapy, right? And then number 5, actually I put schedule in the proposal, but number 5 is, right, make sure they are scheduled. By the way, if you made it this far, I'm going to give you the bonus asterisk number 6 for your 5-step front desk sales process. Recap why they should arrive. Did this last week. Just realizing this as I'm going through it. Really, that's the 5-step sales process with asterisk 6. Recap why they should arrive. Amy just asked if she does a complimentary discovery session. Yeah, because that's part of the proposal and the value, Amy. I get it. So if you're doing discovery visits and you're telling people, because I work with multiple clinics who do this. So part of the sell, right, the presenting and building the value, and part of the proposal is making sure that you understand that when you arrive, cost for this initial 30-minute assessment. Yet, what I will say, and I do with my clinics, and I don't know if you do, Amy, is I make sure people understand that they will get, if they decide to move forward based on their plan of care, right, what they will get, right? Once they meet with Dr. Jane Doe, and they sit down and they get their plan of care and they decide to move forward, at that time, you will get your cost, because we don't know until then. Let me know if that makes sense, Amy. It's exactly right. So if you're doing a complimentary discovery visit, then part of the proposal is making sure people understand what you get, right? And the expectation around that you will, if you agree with your plan of care, you will then get the price. You're good to go. Thanks for asking that, Amy. Still the same 5-step process with asterisk number 6. All right, so let's recap. 5-step front desk sales process. Number 1, greet and acknowledge. Number 2, determine wants, desired outcomes, and expectations. Number 3, present and build value, in parentheses, based on their wants. Number 4, give them the proposal, right? Everything they'll get, including when and if, the price and benefits and all that. And number 5, make sure they're scheduled. And then asterisk number 6, recap why they should arrive. That is you reminding them of the 4 W's, that you can deliver what they want, you can do what they expect, they know who they're seeing, and they know what they will get. Thank you, Marcos Lopez. And that's it, my friends. Bring this back. Amy already tagged her front desk, right? There's absolutely no reason you can't start incorporating this today, tomorrow, after lunch, right? On the next new patient phone call. Absolutely no reason. And this is what I want. If you guys want that stuff written out, I'm easy. Just tag below 5-step. I'll make you write in 5-step sales process. That's the gist of it. All the work I do, all the stuff I put together, that's the gist of it. Greet and acknowledge, determine what they want, right? Their desired outcomes and their expectations. Present and build value based on what they want. Give them the proposal, right? Here's what it's going to take, time, energy, money. Get them scheduled. And then asterisk number 6, recap why they should arrive. You will have more new people. We assume that the discovery visit is going to be the slam dunk. I think this is just as important, if not as important, for people doing discovery visits. All right, we good to go? I think we are. Any questions? Oop, let me see something down there. I will, I'll give you that comment, Amy. I think there's a lot more that goes into that. I think we overestimate all that. The better someone's, I posted this last week, people arrive in the manner we prepare them. The better they're arrived to prepare, the more likely the conversion. And that's part of it. Do not, please. And you didn't do this, Amy. I'm just throwing this out for everybody. Do not overestimate, right? And do not make that statement, I just got to get people in front of me. That's it's Russian roulette. It's a crapshoot. Amy, what you typed, I agree with. It's part of the bigger picture. People arrive in the manner we prepare them. So if all this other work has been done and that, then yeah, you guys should be converting a higher percentage. But it's not just that. Still got to go through these 5 steps. So that's it. If you want this, type in 5-step sales process below and I will get you the highlights of it, including Marcos Lopez 4 W's. Thanks again, Marcos, for kicking in. That really, that got me thinking. And yeah, I love the way, man, again, been doing this forever. He typed that out and I went, oh wait, that's exactly what we're doing. So I appreciate it all. Everybody have a great day. Have a great January. Let me know if you have any questions, comments below. Let me know if you want to chat about any of this, comments below, 5-step process. Because if you ask for the 5-step process, I'm going to message you. Just give it to you in your messenger. And if you want to talk, then you can reply back to, hey, I want to chat. All right. Cheers all. Have an awesome day. Bye.